Well, hey there. I don't know what happened to my video. It just literally just cut out. Now, that's never happened before because I didn't get a phone call. It didn't cut out that way. So anyway, my dog, Kaya, is just really, really perfect. And, you know, I had really good insight 13 years ago when I took her. And if anybody knows about the Caribbean, the people of the Caribbean, they often do not like dogs. There's a very small percentage that really respect dogs. It was very difficult to get her on the plane, even though she had her credentials, and we paid for her trip, and we paid for her carry-on, and paid the fee and everything. But people in the Caribbean will give you all kinds of hell. I don't see much compassion over there towards animals. I never did, and I've been to the Caribbean multiple times. But, you know, yeah, I've seen a lot of things. In fact, one time I had to report something to PETA. A couple of teenage boys in Barbados, which is actually my favorite place in the Caribbean to visit. But a couple of boys had trapped a mongoose. And they set it free right in front of their aggressive young dog. And the dog killed the mongoose. I saw this from a distance and I didn't even know what was happening. I was filming it because I thought they were doing something to the dog's tail at the time. I was in a part of Barbados that I was not familiar with, and I did not know how to get out of my particular area. Somebody was driving me, but it was precarious and it was maybe not as safe as I would like. Plus I was in another country. So I can't make waves when I'm on vacation. I can't, dictate what their culture does. And, as I did drive past the boys, I told them that the mongoose suffered. And we were driving away, the car was rolling, and I rolled my window down. And I said, what you did was very cruel, and that animal suffered. And some adult women heard me, and they said, this just makes the dog smart. This is how we, sharpen up our dog. The dog had no clue what was going on. The dog was prey driven. Now, some dogs, little toy dogs, can be prey driven. Poodles can be prey driven. Shepherds can be prey driven. Terriers can be prey driven. But not all animals are prey driven. In fact, a lot of Labradors are not prey driven. But yeah, some Pomeranians can be prey driven, but it is pointless to do what they did. And I actually turned this over to the Humane Society in Barbados, and they did an article about it. And I also turned over my snapshots, which were repetitive, snapshots. This was on a phone maybe 15 years ago. I mean, not a phone, a camera. So I turned my information over to PETA as well as the Barbados Humane Society. I'm not really sure what came of it, but now how did I get sidetracked here? Oh. So I was talking about my older dog, Kaya. She's about 13. And I have a puppy, a new adoptee, a Labrador mix, maybe Chow mix, maybe something, but a lot of lab in her. And my older dog sometimes isn't very tolerant with the jumping and romping around of the puppy. The puppy's 3 months old now. And she's learning really fast what's appropriate and what's not. And I see Kaya look at her sometimes with disgust, like, you get off of me, I'm busy sleeping, and blah, blah, blah. But I want to equate that with having a child in a family where there are old people present, senior citizens, grandparents, great-grandparents, etc. The older members of the family can only look back at what their lives used to be. And whether it's an uncle, great-uncle, grandmother, grandfather, great-grandmother, everybody looks at the